Hello YouTube friends, welcome to another hands-on market analysis with Python. As you probably heard a few days ago, Apple and Qualcomm buried the hatchet and resolved their patent dispute. Qualcomm will go back to providing modems and chips to Apple and drop its bans in whatever country it had bans on the iPhone, and Apple will drop its suits against Qualcomm. So who won? Well, that's hard to tell. Who the hell knows, really? But one thing we can do and know for sure is see how the market's reacting. I mean, that's going to be black and white. It'll tell us exactly, how they reacted, which stock went up, which stock went down. So keep in mind that we're looking at the short-term reaction, right? There's going to be a longer-term effect as people understand the terms of this settlement and how it's going to be playing out in terms of supply and demand, etc. So, but what we're going to do now is look at the immediate reaction. So welcome to the BarrelML show. My name is Manuel Monetizing. I'm the author of a few books, including this new one that's going to come out at the end of the month, the little book of fundamental indicators, where I share my favorite hands-on market analysis, fundamental indicators, and the data sets that go with them. We'll cover things like S&P 500, unemployment, real estate, CPI, VIX, all that good stuff. So please sign up for my newsletter, also upper right corner, and so you can get advanced access to my material. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and give it a big fat thumbs up. So what we're going to do now is going to go to the Jupyter notebook. So whenever it's a hands-on, I always have code that goes along the video. The link to the code is in the description of the video. Always, it's a Jupyter notebook in Python. So very simple. I'm going to start running it. We are going to be we're going to need to download three data sets: Qualcomm, Apple, and Intel. So of course, Qualcomm and Apple, because that's what we're looking at, and Intel because it's related to to this case. Intel was providing the some of the modems, and it's also a hedge bet. I think Apple uses both providers just because it doesn't want to rely just on one provider, and Intel was kind of the de facto supplier when Qualcomm was battling with Apple. So interesting to see if it's going up or down. And other things would be interesting would be to look at, for example, Samsung, another one that's involved in it, though you'd have to look at the Korean exchange for that one. Okay, so we're going to download some data. Let's go to finance.yahoo.com. Super easy to do. You put in the symbol you want. Let's go Apple, for example. And it's going to bring it up. Click the historical data tab, and then click the date range. Click max, and that's going to tell you how much data you have available. It goes all the way from 1980 to today. So you go done, apply, and download. And that's going to download a comma delimited file to your folder on your local machine. Do the same thing for Qualcomm and Intel as well. So all three you need, so if you want to follow along. Then we're going to load them in memory. Also make sure that those comma delimited files are in the same folder where you're running your Jupyter notebook. We're going to read them in memory 3 times, one for each stock. We're going to cast the date time to a date time because it's as an object in the when you load it from the CSV. We're also going to dump all the fields except 2. When you load them, you'll get a date, open, high, low, close, and adjusted close and volume. We really only need the date and the adjusted close here. The adjusted close is basically the close, except if there's any settlement or any issues overnight, it will be baked in. And finally, we rename we rename the feature. Instead of having it called adjusted close, we want it to be called the name of the symbol, because like that will merge all of these 3 CSVs into one data frame, and we don't want to have them to all have the same name. We want them different name. We want to be able to differentiate them. And then finally, we take the percentage change. I like the percentage change. It ignores the history. It's really what happened from one price point to the next by looking at the percentage change. So if it went up, it's a positive number. If it went down, it's a negative number. And it also normalizes the data into this percentage scale versus using dollar scales, which each are in different dollar amounts. So it's going to make our lives a lot easier. We'll be able to plot them on the same, on the same chart. Okay, so here we have, we look at the date ranges. Most stocks don't trade, most companies start at different times, so we'll have different time ranges. But here it looks pretty uniform. They all kind of, start, oh no, that's not so true. Qualcomm started in 1991. We can see the date ranges we have. We can see that we have data today, which is good. I am getting data while the market is still open, so the data may change. Let's just look at a raw plot of Apple versus Qualcomm with all the data we have. So I'm going to put Apple on one axis, and I'm going to open another axis by calling the axis.twinx, which will split the y-axis, and put Qualcomm there. And what do we see here? We see they kind of big both accelerated, especially Apple accelerated, and Qualcomm, that's interesting, had a huge spike in 2001, and also kind of somewhat an acceleration, but not as much. Keep in mind, this is they're on their own scale, right? Each on their y scale, so you can't really tell anything about when they cross or don't cross, because that's really matplotlib that's finding the best way of presenting that information. So let's, arbitrarily, let's cut it off at 2006, because this is just too much data. At least we'll have the Great Recession, the 2008 Great Recession baked in, and that should be enough to help us see the data. We're also going to merge all this data, basically doing a left join. If you were in SQL, we're going to say, join Apple and Qualcomm on the date field using a left join, meaning that if meaning all the data from Apple and whatever you have for Qualcomm, and then we're going to do that again by taking this combined data frame and do the same thing with Intel. And we're going to do a forward fill. If there are any NAs, they'll basically say, find a previous value and bring it forward, copy it forward. We'll drop some NAs if there are any, they shouldn't be, and we're going to take a peek at the data. So here we end up with, with 6 fields, 7 with a date, but 2 for Apple and the close and the percentage change, 2 for Qualcomm, and 2 for Intel. Looking good. So now that we have a percentage change value, we can start plotting things on the same axis, which is a lot more interesting. We can, for example, take the percentage change, which I like to look at. And again, it's going to be a value that hovers around the 0 line because it ignores previous history, but we're going to apply a rolling average. We're going to smooth it by 100 periods. So it's going to take 100 periods, take that mean, and then use that value. Then it's going to move everything one set forward, do the same thing, and so on and so forth. And we're going to plot them together on the same axis because they're on the same scale now. They're in the percentage scale. And here we have Apple in red and Qualcomm in this magenta. We clearly see that they kind of follow each other more or less, right? They're high-tech companies. But here's a split, right? Apple went up, Qualcomm went down. And now this is what we're interested in, right? We're interested in what happened, yesterday and today. And it does look like Qualcomm just spiked up, and I'm not seeing the red of Apple. So this is still very hard to see because we're looking for a winner here, right? Who won? So let's do this. Let's subtract the Qualcomm percentage change minus the Apple percentage change and plot that. That's exactly what we're going to do here. We're now going to take the same thing we just plotted, except we're going to subtract them together. So whoever you start with first is the one that's going to be positive, and the other one will be negative. So if it's a positive value, that means that Apple is stronger. If it's a negative value, that means Qualcomm is stronger. So you can choose whichever you want to subtract, and that's what we're going to do here. And look at that. We chose Apple, and we can see that it is clearly Qualcomm in the past couple days there that is winning, right? I mean, it's not something like huge like here or here, right? But it definitely seems that overall Apple was doing a good job here. What's the date? In 2017, and then started losing steam. Apple comes back around 2018, and now Qualcomm is clearly winning. So one more way of plotting this so we can see the information is by using the background color. So that's the axis AXV line, where you can then say on this line, basically a line, a vertical line, we're going to color one vertical line by one vertical line of the entire chart. And what it allows us to do is to do some cool background color. And I'm going to say anytime the Apple is above, we're going to make it a green or blue. Anytime it's below, we're going to make it a red. And we're going to run that. And then we see here, so whenever Qualcomm is winning, it's going to be red. Whenever Apple's winning, it's going to be blue. And we see here clearly, Qualcomm, it's not obvious, right? It looks like there was some uncertainty in the market. The market didn't quite know who was a clear winner. It was not like here where, for many years, Apple was clearly stronger than Qualcomm. Here it's a bit unknown, but there's definitely some weight towards the bottom. So you can see that Qualcomm is definitely, movement-wise, percentage change-wise, is kind of winning. Finally, let's see here. Finally here, one thing you can do too is and we're not going to talk about this much, but because Intel was related to this whole issue, it's good to kind of plot them. And so here I'm plotting Apple and Intel on their own scale. I'm not doing any percentage change and stuff, but just to quickly look at who's going up or down. Intel is in red. It doesn't look like Intel is suffering. It looks like, it's spiking upwards, which is interesting. Maybe, the market's happy that it got out of, being the main supplier, or I don't know, or they may have plenty of other news. Intel is an enormous company, could have plenty of other announcements that could have been announced as well. So it might not just be related to Apple and the iPhone. Samsung would have been a more interesting one, but I couldn't get the data.